So I made a few mistakes in my Atari Jaguar video, and I should just go over them here really quickly. First of all, I somehow forgot it was 64 and not 128 bits. For some reason, in my mind, I always remember the Atari Jaguar as being advertised as 128 bits. I'm sorry, that was like the one true mistake that I made in the video, and I have to apologize for that because it was mostly an interesting tidbit. I mean, the bit count doesn't really matter anyways, but yeah, basically, I don't remember why. I think it may have been, like, the advertisements for either the Dreamcast or the PS2 had kind of melted in my mind, and because I remember it was trying to be, you know, the Jaguar was trying to be so, wow, do the math, it's stronger. I just mistook stupid Atari advertising for even stupider advertising. I didn't talk much about the history of Atari because it's not really that relevant to the video. I also don't really know much about the specific technical, you know, hardware of the 2600, 5200, and 7800. I know the 7800 was doing, if I remember correctly, rendering on the CPU as well as the actual game processing, so it was quite a bit slower than the SNES and Mega Drive, but yeah, there's not much to talk about. The links would be interesting, but the links could have, like, a video on itself. It's a pretty cute little console. I didn't talk about the 3DO because the 3DO was a pretty solid 2D CD-based system. It was capable of some 3D, not as much as the Jaguar would have been hypothetically capable of, but I also don't really know much about it. Sorry again, I guess. It was also extremely expensive at the time. I used Sega Saturn footage because I don't have, like, even an Atari Jaguar emulator, so I did not want to steal footage from some Let's Plays or whatever. So I just decided to use a random game that I thought would be cool enough for people to see, even though it's not a Jaguar game. So, the reason why I said the sales would have been 18 million is because it would have released a year early, and it would have actually looked next-gen, so a lot of people would have seemingly bought it early on. However, once the more name brands would have released, like Sony, Nintendo, Sega, they would have definitely taken up a lot more of the market share versus the currently still relatively unknown Atari in the mid-90s. So it wouldn't have sold as good as the Nintendo 64, that's what I believe, but it would have definitely sold relatively well because its graphics would have been pretty close to on par with the original PlayStation, plus, you know, it would have released a year early, so yeah. Of course, it would have also needed to have games good enough to actually be worth buying, but I did actually cover that in the video. They definitely would have needed to have some extra incentives to get developers to make games exclusively for the Jaguar. So yeah, again, I have to apologize for making the mistakes in the original video. I'm still pretty new to the whole YouTube thing, obviously, especially this sort of video format. And while I'm trying my best, I'm definitely still clearly making a bunch of mistakes, and for that, I can't really make any excuses. All I can offer to you is an apology in the form of this video, so I want to actually thank people who were correcting me in the comments, because you correcting me makes me aware of my mistakes so I can fix them, and with that, thank you for watching. Goodbye.